The Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 8, Brahma, the creator of the universe. Arjuna said, Purushottamam, who is Brahma? What is Adhyatam? What is Karma? And what is known as Adibhut? Also, what is called Adidev? Madhusudan, what is Adhiyagya? And how is it in the body? And in what manner are you known to the resourceful devotees? Lord Almighty said, Brahma is the supreme creator, and the soul in the body is known as Adhyatam. The creation by Brahma in the form of all living beings, which is without any selfish motive, is known as karma. All living beings who are born and who perish are known as Adibhut, and the core Atman in the body is known as Adhyatam. Arjun, the omnipresent Vasudev in the body is known as Adhiyagya. The person who remembers me even at the end of his life leaves the body while remembering me, in fact attains me. There is no doubt about it. Kunti Putra Arjun, at the end of human life, whichever aspect is remembered by the dying man, he assumes the same form. The simple reason for this is that he remained influenced with that particular aspect throughout his life. Therefore, Arjun, all times you must remember only me, and you must also fight. In this manner, through the battle, which is your duty, you will dedicate to me with the mind and wisdom, and you will assume my form. Parth, it is a law of nature that the person who practices yoga with continuous concentration of mind eventually assumes the form of the brightest of all, the Supreme Lord Himself. The person who always meditates on the Almighty as the Supreme Person, who knows everything, is minutest and creates and sustains all beings, and also emanates light like the sun, and is beyond knowledge, and he who remembers omnipresent Almighty, such a devoted human being, during his last concentrate his mind on the middle of his forehead with a calm and peaceful countenance, and remembers me and becomes one with me. I will now briefly explain to you the divine order in which knowledgeable persons who understand the Vedas and call that prime divine order the unperishable and seek to attain this divine order practice celibacy. The person who controls his senses and brings the mind to a meditative mode and fixes prana, the life force, the conquered mind, to the forehead, and thereafter keeps on chanting Om, the one word which signifies the universe, and meditates on my form, in the end attains me, attains salvation. Arjun, the person whose mind is always full of thoughts about me, and who is engaged in remembering me and my manifestations, I am indeed easily approachable to him, or he achieves me without any difficulty. The sages who have achieved prime siddhi attain my form and are eventually free from the world of sorrow. They are not born again, Arjuna, all the lokas, including the Brahmalok, move into a cycle of birth and death. However, he who attains me becomes free from this cycle, because while all these lokas, due to their limited time, are temporary, I, being out of these time limits, I am immortal. One day of Brahma is equal to 1000 cycles of the 4 yugas. According to Hindu philosophy, the world moves in a cycle of 4 yuga: Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kal Yuga, and one night is equal to 1000 cycles of yugas. Persons who understand this perspective are in fact aware of the basic nature of time. All living beings in the beginning of the day of the Brahman emerge from the minute form of Brahma, and in the night merge into the same minute form. Parth, these very living beings repeatedly are born and then merged and then born again. The invisible form, which is beyond human vision, beyond my description, and which cannot be destroyed even when entire universe is annihilated. What is known in the words as beyond description and explanation, and is in fact immortal and inexplicable, which cannot be explained, that kind of attribute is my prime abode, and people who realize it need not come back again. Parth, the Almighty, which all the beings are present, and the Almighty that pervades the entire universe, is achievable by the man only through his wholehearted devotion. Arjuna, now I'll explain to you which are the times in which, if a person passes away from this world, he comes back, or in which he doesn't come back. Those who breathe their last under the influence of fire god, the god of the day, and in auspicious time during the 6 months when the sun travels to the north, are helped by the aforesaid gods to achieve the supreme Brahma. But those who breathe their last under the influence of the moonlit night, or in the 6 months when the sun goes towards the south, go to heaven, but eventually come back to the earth as soon as the fruits of their deeds, good deeds, are exhausted. There are 2 types of death in the world, according to the scriptures. One is lighted one, while the other one takes place in darkness. When one goes through the light, he does not come back. But when one goes through the darkness, he needs to come back again on this earth. Parth, the person who understands these 2 roots, formed in its essence, does not fall prey to the worldly illusions. Therefore, Arjuna, you must practice stable-mindedness at all time and work out ways and means to attain my status. The person who understands this sacred knowledge to the core and who transcends the fruit of good deeds like yajna, devoted service to a cause, they understand tapa, they also attain me. Thus ends chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita.